aspects of law enforcement, from patrolman, desk sergeant, corrections, armory, investigations, public relations, emergency management operations, to deputy chief of police, where he managed a department of 450 personnel. In that capacity, he also developed, funded, and managed yearly budgets in excess of $10 million. He holds a Bachelor's of Science degree from Southeast Missouri State University in criminal justice, a master's degree in business administration from Webster University, and completed the police administration course advanced graduate program at USC. He and his wife Susan have 4 children and 4 grandchildren. Sheriff Morgan.
As of December the 22nd, I had 5 grandchildren.
I just would like to give you this certificate of appreciation for service to the community. We bestow upon Sheriff David Morgan honorary membership of BizNet.
Thank you, sir. Very much. As I shared with some of you, a lot of folks don't know, I'm heavily invested in Escambia County, by the way. We moved over here in 1993, and we own 10 properties in Escambia County, my wife and I. We manage some rental properties. We only manage our own. I don't manage anyone else's, obviously. We also had a private investigative firm that we started in 1994, which has been inactive, of course, since I've been sheriff, because that's a conflict of interest. But I tell people, in addition to being the sheriff, our family fortune, such as it is invested in Escambia County. So not only am I the sheriff here, but Escambia County is our home. And we've been here approximately 16 years. My wife and I could have really chosen to live anywhere in the world when we retired from the military. But we chose Escambia County for several reasons. Number one, we liked the location of the locale, and we actually fell in love with the people in Escambia County. It was one of the better places that we had ever visited and had ever lived. So we moved from Fort Walton Beach when I retired from the Air Force in February the 1st of 1994. And we moved over here in August of 93, and I commuted back and forth for the last 6 months. But I tell folks, you're stuck with me. I'm here to stay. Even after this thing of sheriff is over, I'm going to hang around Escambia County because this is home. I've actually lived in Escambia County longer than I've lived anywhere in my life. My father was also in the military. He was an Air Force member. We moved all the time. And I think prior to living in Escambia County, the longest I had ever lived in one location was out in California, oddly enough, starting up in the Santa Maria Lompoc area for a couple of years, and then we moved down to Los Angeles, and I initially lived in Apple, and we moved out to Torrance, which are municipalities in the greater Los Angeles area. Loved California, just couldn't afford to live there. So it's Escambia County is home. We're proud to be here. I'm honored to be the sheriff of Escambia County. My military career was a very successful career. I enjoyed the military, but I can tell you, this is probably the best job that I've ever had. A very challenging job. When I was in Space Systems Division, we probably had the biggest tie with this group. I did some very non-traditional police duties when I was assigned to Space Systems Division in California. We dealt with all the major defense contractors, TRW, Mark Marietta, Norton Thiokol, Grumman, just pick one, and they're all involved in the defense industry. And managed and oversaw contracts. The numbers kind of staggering. People always throw out numbers. The best example I like to use, especially when you're dealing with government, they're throwing out billions and trillions and whatever. And by the way, I can't tell you what a trillion is, but I can only imagine. Does everybody here know the difference between a million and a billion in terms that we can understand? A million seconds is how long it is. A million seconds. You need to understand this when you deal with money. A million seconds is approximately 11 and a half days. It's approximately a million seconds is 11 and a half days. How long do you think a billion seconds? 37 and a half years. 37 and a half years. So when our government speaks of spending billions of dollars and then billions of dollars, and now extrapolate that to trillions of dollars, these are staggering amounts of money. So when they talk about spending our grandchildren, I kind of laugh at that. I think, no, you're spending our great-great-great-great-grandchildren's money. You're not spending the next generation or the generation after. Your 10 generations out that will ever be able to recover from certain things. So I always keep that in mind, by the way, now as an elected official, because the budget that I deal with now from the general fund was set down to $74 million. It hit a high of 86 in the previous administrations. We pared that back. One of the things that I was challenged with initially as a sheriff was to pare that budget back. So my budget now is actually where it was around 2004. grow. As with businesses, it's difficult, but I tell you that I have a very pragmatic approach to this. Why? Because we cannot expect our community, the business community, we cannot expect the private sector to continue to tighten their belt when our businesses are closing and people are losing their homes. Yet in the public sector, in public service, government work, we can expect that life will go on as normal. And I think we need to elect people that have that basic understanding of how the government structure works. You know, the government takes the fruits of your labor and my labor, because I'm a business owner too. It doesn't produce a product, it provides a service, but it doesn't produce a product. And so therefore, it could be a zero gain. At best, it could be a zero gain. And until we begin to elect officials that understand the differences in money, and how money should be acquired and how money should be spent, I'm not sure we're ever going to pull out of this hole. And so, to give you an example, right now I'm 66 officers short in Escambia County by the state average. The state average, they figure 1.7 officers per 1,000 people. Now, you know an engineer figured that out, because why? Where's that 0.7 officer? But when you extrapolate that out, we now are 66 officers short. Now, we're going to drop to 46 because we got part of the stimulus package, for what that's worth. We're going to be able to hire 20 officers, which is a good thing. And I love this grant because it keeps administrators honest, because I must hire 20 officers and put them on the street. And part of the grant monitoring is that's where they go. Meaning that if I wasn't a good administrator, I'd hire 20 officers and I'd say, well, gosh, I got extra people here. I'll just bring 20 people to the staff. Well, I can't do that. I can't replace these officers. The grant's very specific. So you will see an increase in officers in very small numbers, but throughout Escambia County, so I like that. But that's a tremendous challenge to be 66 officers down to continue to patrol the county the size of ours. I'm the 7th largest law enforcement agency in the state. I think we've dropped to 10 at one time, so we're way up there. I have 1,077 people that I manage. Again, a budget of $74 million from the general fund, which is our property taxes, and then in addition to that, I have through local option sales tax money and the federal grants, an additional about $40 million. So we manage a tremendous amount of money. That is a lot of money, but I can tell you when I was in Space Systems Division, I had one program that was $110 million that I managed. And for the DMSP satellite system, we were buying 10 of those, which is one of the overhead imagery for weather purposes, by the way. We were going to do a block buy of 10. They were $750 million a time. So we dealt in the billions of dollars. So that's where I learned how to manage money, if you will, in conjunction with the National Business Administration. That's also where I understood that as a government worker, you need to have touch with reality. When I first arrived at Space Systems Division back in 1984, I was on the approval list. I was a contracting officer's technical director, called a COTOC, contracting officer's technical director. And anything under $3 million, $2.99 million, I was in the approval chain, not going to approve that. So the first time the engineers waltzed into my office with an engineering change proposal, an ECP, they asked me, and it was $373,000 home. I remember this to the day that I died. And I drove these guys insane because I'm making them explain to me why I should approve this engineering change proposal when the budget for this program had already been set, approved by Congress, and now I had to go into management reserve to pay for this. And when they finally convinced me that we needed to do this, I remember my hand shook when I signed this thing, because that was over $250,000, and I thought, Jesus, this thing goes south. I'm responsible for this. Well, you know what? After about 18 months in that job, I've got it coming across my desk, and I read everything I signed. You learn that very quickly. You don't sign anything you haven't read. But, you know, they're for $500,000, you know, 1.2 million, 2 million. Became monopoly money.